welcome to the show. I'm your host, Denecia Jones. And today we're going to have a special guest today who will talk to us a little bit about yoga and his experience with yoga and what's happening. It's hot right now. His name is Michael Baez. Welcome, Michael.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be here with you. It's so wonderful to see you again and to just share with your community.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. So tell us a little bit about your background. Like, how did you get into yoga teacher training?
Sure. So it's a very interesting story. I started off as a martial artist. I studied and taught martial arts in New York for over 10 years. I taught at 5 different locations. My instructor had 5 different schools, and I was his right hand. And then eventually I started teaching at the other schools in different parts of New York City where I grew up. We started in the Bronx, then the second school happened, I think, in Queens, and there was one in Brooklyn, there's one in Manhattan. So I started just teaching everywhere. And about 10 years of teaching martial arts, competing in tournaments, and all that, I moved to California, and then I was like, okay, well, now what am I going to do? Like, I didn't have that martial art community, and I didn't know where to begin, over here. So I always say yoga found me. A good friend of mine named Onawa called me, and she invited me to take a yoga class, and it was at someone's house. So I always say, my first yoga class was actually in someone's living room. So it was pretty incredible to be able to learn, so casually. And within 10 minutes of that class, I was hooked. I was like, oh my God, this is it. This is my next step. This is my next physical activity. And I found the parallels between yoga and the martial arts so similar. It's actually why we incorporated it into the logo of Awakened Warrior, which is our training program, just because of balance, the balance of yin and yang, hard and soft, sun and moon, light and dark, all these dualities as far as the philosophy, but also the discipline of the martial arts and yoga also go hand in hand, right? Just waking up and doing your practice, waking up and doing your meditation. And I found that, those really went well together. So sure enough, in classes here and there, one time I was in New York again, and I miraculously stumbled upon this yoga school, and then that became like my home school. I didn't have a home school. I started just, taking classes everywhere. But in Queens, New York, I found this really awesome school and decided that that's where I'm going to continue to take classes. So I was living bi-coastally. When I was in New York, I would do yoga over there, and when I was in LA, I would just, just do whatever I was doing, which at the time was film making, where I moved to California to become a filmmaker. So that was it. So that was pretty much my journey. And then while I was on my first retreat with my yoga teacher, his name was Andrew, and we were on a yoga retreat, and he very casually said, hey, you should think about doing the teacher training. I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. So I thought, if I taught martial arts for 10 years, I could easily teach yoga. And it was just so similar in terms of the balance, flexibility, all the principles that I had learned and prepared from martial arts easily transitioned over to yoga. And I did the teacher training, and I was so inspired. I went to Tony Robbins' seminar, and one of Tony's activities, if you guys are familiar with him, he has you do some pretty, things to stretch you, to really get out of your comfort zone. So one of the things that he does at this seminar called Life Mastery was we climb a pole, almost like a telephone pole, but I would say like double the size, probably, 60, 80 feet up in the air. You climb this pole, you get to the very top of the pole, and then you have to somehow balance yourself. And you have a helmet and a harness, so you're safe. And then you have to jump as hard as you can off of the pole onto a trapeze that's about 12 to 15 feet away. And it's just amazing.
Wow.
And the purpose of that is to show us that sometimes when we reach a goal, we have to jump off of that goal, no matter how scary or terrifying it may be, to reach the next goal. And when I did that activity and I came down, I had what I call divine inspiration, and something told me, you have to open up a yoga school. And I was like, oh my God, now I'm gonna open a yoga school on top of all this other stuff. So while I was teaching training with Andrew, doing my 200-hour training, I was also in the process of building one of the first yoga schools in the Bronx. And the school's still there, and it's helping the community, and it's made a really, really big impact on our community that at that time, this was 10 years ago, that no one really knew, much about what yoga was 10 years ago in the Bronx. And it wasn't it was the second most affluent neighborhood in the Bronx, and yet people still didn't even know what yoga was for the most part. So we introduced yoga, and we had belly dancing and kickboxing and Zumba and Tai Chi and Capoeira, Pilates at this one little room yoga studio in the Bronx. It was really, really, it was a very magical time. So that was my intro into yoga. And then from there, I decided to create a teacher training, which we've been doing now for 9 years. We've certified close to 300 people, including yourself. Very proud to say that you're
Yes,
American
I
Warrior.
am very happy. Yes, yeah, I loved it. I had so much. I highly recommend, guys.
So that's what we've been doing now for 9 years. Like I said, we certified 300 people. We run trainings mostly in New York and LA, but we've just recently expanded into Indiana. We've expanded into Atlanta. So we've been running trainings there. We run trainings online so people can do it from the comforts of their own home, which is very fitting and appropriate for nowadays. Very happy.
Well, that's amazing. It's like so cool to be able to like live your purpose, like to be able to have you share the story of like the fears that came between and how you conquered those fears is like so important, especially for most of our viewers who are entrepreneurs who are going through that right now with the whole coronavirus. And they're in places where they're like, okay, they're what am I gonna do next? I just got laid off, or I'm really not happy at my job anyway. So what should I do? I can work from home now. So yeah, thank you for sharing that part of it. Would you mind doing us a favor and like showing us a couple of movements or just to help people distress right now?
Yes. I think it's so important right now. I was thinking, what value can I create for anybody watching this? I think three things are important. One is to, be mindful of the breath. The breath is key. I mean, unfortunately, with this virus, what does it do? It attacks the lungs. You can't breathe. That's. I had asthma since I was a kid. I was being rushed to the ER, getting inhalers. So I know, to be in that place of fear of you don't know if this is going to be your last breath, if you're going to make it to the hospital in time. So that was a big thing for me as well, and why I decided to go into martial arts to really get in control of my breath and calm my mind. And then yoga just lent perfectly. Yoga, which I'm going to share with you now, gave me specific tools to help me control the breath. And what happens when you control the breath, you control the mind. You're going to see in a few moments that when you focus on the breath, you enter a meditative, relaxed state simply by focusing on the breath. A lot of people have trouble meditating, right? Because we think that the cliche image of meditation is sit still, close your eyes, think of nothing, which is next to impossible, especially during these times of all the things that are going on. So the breath, though, if you can focus on the breath, now all the awareness is going there, and then you're not thinking about your bills, and you're not thinking about all the other things that are going on, and that's a great tool. So breath would be first. Second would be obviously to boost your immune system. Be mindful of what you're eating. We're home now, and we find ourselves bored. And okay, what do I do? Let me go to the kitchen again and eat again. So drinking a lot of water, making sure you're having good, nutritious foods. I've been vegetarian, vegan for 30 years now. So you can survive without eating meat. People might think, oh, I need my steaks, I need my chicken. You don't need it. So just be mindful of what you're eating. Try to be really clear. I've been boosting my juices, having ginger and garlic. My smoothies, I have spirulina, and having B12, ashwagandha, all these things to really boost your immune system. So that would be the second thing I would say. Then thirdly is to move, whatever it is for you, jumping jacks in your living room, dancing, right? Weights if you have a home gym that you can use. And if not, of course, yoga, which is my highest recommendation. So those are the three things: breath, obviously nutrition, and make sure that you move. And then the fourth, I would add one thing is your mindset. Really focus the mind. It's so easy to get caught up in fear. The social media, watching the news, talking to friends. There's a lot of fear. And I've been hearing a lot, even the governor of New York is saying, the fear is just as dangerous and just as contagious as the virus itself. You have to be very, very careful not to get into a fear mentality. Denecia, powerful psychic medium, fellow yogi, my baby mama, is saying something very interesting. She's been saying, to choose love over fear. Choose love over fear. So love yourself, love your family, love this time, that you have to yourself. So anyway, that's enough of that. Let's get into some practice.
Yeah.
First and foremost, we always want to make sure we're in a comfortable position, whether it be legs crossed, which is just a classical way to sit as far as doing yoga. If not, sitting on a chair, sitting on the floor, whatever's comfortable. Because when you're doing the exercise, you want to be concerned about being uncomfortable. So comfortable place to sit, whatever that means to you. Secondly, tall spine is very important. We always have a tendency, myself included, to slouch, right? We're just comfortable. This is comfortable for us, but that's not ideal for the pranayama, which is the breathing we're going to show you. So with your spine tall, reaching the crown of the head up toward the ceiling, toward the sky, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart just a little bit. And then just begin to close the eyes and just listen to the voice. Become present and noticing the sounds around you, the energy, the vibration of the room. If there's people there, if you're alone, just notice, allow the mind to wander just for a moment. Just listen. And secondly, begin to bring the awareness now to the body. So notice how you're feeling in your body, your shoulders, your neck, your back, your legs. If there's any tension or tightness. And then begin to notice the emotions. Are you nervous? Are you scared? Fearful? There's nothing wrong with that, but we don't want to attach ourselves to that. So we want to imagine them being like clouds passing. Maybe you're excited. Maybe this is what you needed, what you've been asking for, a time off, a time to just turn within. Maybe you're grateful. And finally, let's bring awareness to the breath. So relaxing the chest and the shoulders. Mouth closed. We're going to breathe in and out to the nose. If it helps you, you can place 1 or 2 hands on your belly. And what you're going to do is you're going to inhale and relax the chest and shoulders. As you inhale, let the belly go forward, filling a balloon with air is the idea. As you exhale, bring the belly in, letting all the air out of the lungs. Inhale, belly full, bring the belly out. Exhale, belly in. One more time, inhale. And exhale. You hear my sound, I'm constricting my throat just a little bit to make this audible sound. We see like crashing waves. So maybe you want to visualize yourself at the beach, or maybe you're on vacation and you're just watching the waves crash. Okay, so let's add the visualization to the breath. So inhale, exhale, making a sound. Crashing waves. Inhale, exhale. Adding a retention. Inhale, we're going to hold the breath. Inhale, hold the breath. Exhale. Once again, hold the breath. Inhale, hold the breath. Exhale. Last one will be the longest. Hold. Inhale. Hold the breath. Exhale. Just notice and observe, keeping the eyes closed. Bring the awareness to the space between the eyes. We call this the 6th chakra, the 3rd eye. So awareness to the space. Imagine all your energy like a magnet going to that point, the 3rd eye, the space between the eyes. In your mind's eye, just be receptive to whatever shows up. Maybe it's a color, maybe it's an image, maybe it's a sound or a word, or maybe it's nothing. Just bring the awareness there to the 3rd eye. When you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. And that's it, just focusing on the breath, one breath at a time, adding the holding if you choose, or just flowing, inhale and exhale, Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Viewers, as you know, Michael was the person who actually certified me as a Hatha yoga instructor. And I want to show you a little bit of how my life changed with regards to confidence behind my yoga practice in this clip. how I was after the yoga training. Michael's amazing. He was able to give me the tools to be confident and to really succeed. And I'm going to have you teach us something in movement. I know people are really wanting something to help them move in their homes right now. Is there do that for us?
I'll give you guys simple things because everyone's bodies are different and I don't know what level everyone's at. So I'll give you something very simple you can do sitting down. And then later on when we share, for people to reach me, you can follow me. And I actually have longer programs. And we're doing a lot of live videos lately. So if you want to do more elaborate class, we have some live classes. But for now, let's do some really simple stuff. So a lot of people carry stress right here, right? Their neck, their shoulders, right? Especially we're on laptops or we're on our phones or we're at work or driving, we tend to carry stress there. So that's the first place I always suggest to relax. So we start by doing a few gentle shoulder rolls. So just rolling the shoulders forward and back. And then you want to try to synchronize the breath to the movement, whatever's natural and comfortable for you. So you might want to inhale as you roll your shoulders up, and then exhale as you roll your shoulders down, right? Just try that a few times. Inhales, exhale, inhale, exhale. Now let's reverse, go the opposite direction. Inhale, up, exhale, down. Inhale, up, exhale, down. One more time. Inhale, and exhale. It's a simple little release of the shoulders. And let's work on the neck a little bit. So depending on your ability, some people may have any challenges with their neck, so we don't want to go too far back. So maybe just do some side to side. So just roll your chin down and over to one shoulder. Roll your chin down and over to the other shoulder. And just do this a few times. This is a nice little release. And anything where your chin is touching your chest helps you with your thyroid. We have some poses like a shoulder stand, some other poses that really help with the thyroid. So just rock from side to side, side to side. Okay. Let's come back to the center. Let's just turn side to side. So turning the chin over towards one shoulder, maybe synchronizing breath. So maybe inhale to one side, exhale, other side. Inhale one side, exhale, other side. Let's go up and down. Inhale, chin up. Exhale, chin down. Try to touch your chest if you can. Inhale, chin up. Exhale, chin down. Good. And let's incorporate the arms and the shoulders. So let's inhale, hands above, reaching for the ceiling. Exhale, hands down to the side, reaching for the floor. Again, inhale. So if you notice, every movement has a breath. Exhale, down. One more time. Inhale, up. And exhale, down. Let's do some simple spinal twists. So you're going to inhale up again and exhale, twist to your right. So don't follow me because it might be backwards. So just twist to your right. Bring your left hand towards your right knee or your thigh and your right hand behind you. Now listen to this one. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Reach your chin up. Exhale, twist, looking behind you. I'll do it sideways in case you can't see. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist, looking behind you. Inhale, taller. Exhale, twist. Hold there, but keep breathing. Feel that nice release in the lower back. A lot of us carry our stress in our lower back as well, so this is a good one. Okay, back to center. Let's go the other direction. So inhale, hands above the head. Exhale, twist to your left. Okay, so bringing your right hand onto your left knee, your left hand behind you, and I'll demonstrate sideways again. So inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Stay there. Hold, but keep breathing for 3, 2, 1, and release. Back to center. Okay. So we just want to work on the areas of our stress. So again, neck and shoulders tend to be, and the back. And there's something called cat-cow, which if you follow me, you'll see I have a cat-cow little sequence that is really nice. You can just look it up. It's a very simple sequence that's really good for your lower back as well. So that's a simple little routine, but it's a nice way to start your day. Get up in the morning, do a little bit of shoulder rolls, neck rolls, and working on your lower back is great.
Thank you so much, Michael. I really appreciate it. So you have an online training program right now. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
And that's something that's so important, especially for the entrepreneurs or, forced entrepreneurs. If God, forbid you lost your job or got laid off, etc. So
absolutely.
what's been amazing is that, for years I've been hearing, oh, do online class. This is before like it just became part of the norm, and everyone's saying, do online class. I was like, I don't know, it's not the same, in front of people, it's the connection. And then people said, do online trainings. I was like, oh, I don't know. So there was a lot of hesitation for years. And then finally, about maybe 3 going on 4 years ago now, one of my trainees was like, look, you got to do this. And I was like, all right, fine, I'll do it. And I literally just set up my iPhone and I just put it out there, and I got myself a professional lavalier mic and a tripod, and which is interesting because my background is filmmaking, so I knew how to do it. It was just like, just
Oh,
people going to relate to it. And sure enough, I launched it, and it's amazing. We literally have had people do the training. Again, I'm in LA, I go to New York a lot. We have people in Puerto Rico, we have Puerto Rico people in Texas, we have somebody in New Jersey, doing the training. And it's like amazing that they go at their own pace. It's completely all pre-recorded. You go at your own pace. If you want to watch a video at 2 a.m., go for it. You want to watch a video at 2 p.m., go for it. It's always there at your fingertips, literally. You have full all the training. The entire training that we do live is completely online. So it's all the sequence that we do, the breathing practices like I showed you, the energy principles of the 7 chakras, pranayama, meditation, and everything you will learn in a yoga training in person is the same thing done online. And we've actually had graduates go off and open up their own yoga schools. We've had graduates go off and get hired at local gyms, at high-end yoga schools, mom and pop yoga schools, start their own home, one-on-one private lesson business. So it's really, really incredible to see the growth. So completely embraced the online program myself as a provider. And now we're offering 300-hour trainings as well. So we have a 200-hour, which is more like the beginner intermediate. Then we have a more advanced training, which is more intermediate advanced. And that's the 300-hour training, which then people will be certified at the 500-hour level. And we've been part of Yoga Alliance. So our training is recognized by Yoga Alliance. All of our graduates are eligible to register with Yoga Alliance, and it's a really, really great program. Yeah, and you have interaction with me as well. You're fully, I'm available via text, email, phone. We can do Zoom calls, we can do FaceTimes. Like, we really make it accessible so that we can make it, everybody. So I encourage anybody watching this, like, get your home-based business going. You have an idea
yeah.
you've been on. I just listened to a great audio by the founder of Spanx. Everyone has heard of that company, I'm sure. And her journey was incredible. Like, you just see how, you just have an idea, and many women will come up to her and say, oh, I had that idea of cutting the feet out of the pantyhose. But she did it. She launched it, so an idea, everyone has an idea, but it's really about the execution. So you want to make sure that, now's the time. If you have an idea, now's the time to take those steps and launch your program. And just like you're doing here, Zoom calls or whatever needs to be done. Just
I think we definitely have to, this is the time to say, okay, well, you know what do I have to lose? Because we are in a place right now in the world where things are just shifting in ways that we could have never imagined. And it's forcing us to get more connected with our communities, ourselves, and then also with our purpose. Thank you so much for doing what you do every day. Tell me a little bit about how we can connect with you on social media.
No, absolutely. So everything is Awakened Warrior Yoga. So Awakened, AWAKNED. A lot of people don't hear the ED at the end. So Awakened Warrior Yoga. So whether it be on Facebook or Instagram, you could definitely reach us. Our website is awakenedwarrior.yoga. So instead of .com. So awakenedwarrior.yoga. And you can reach me there. We're doing Facebook Live calls and Instagram Live. Classes we're doing there. And then we're also going to be doing some Zoom as well. So yeah, just stay plugged in and follow us and communicate. If you have any questions, what's great is that we have literally a network worldwide of graduates in, China, Mexico, New Zealand, Australia, Japan, Puerto Rico. So, we definitely, yeah, you right there in Redondo.
Redondo Beach.
Back to normal, so to speak. We can connect you with local teachers and that can work with you if you want to do, classes or one-on-ones. Like, we're really, really grateful for the community that we built in the past 9 years. And we're always looking for more people. So if anybody wants to do the online training or the live training, definitely go to awakenedwarrior.yoga and you can find us. And one last thing I want to share with you, because you brought up a really beautiful point. This is something that comes up for everyone. In yoga, we call it dharma. The English translation is purpose. Like, people are always trying to discover, well, what's my purpose? And I find that's pretty common. A lot of people, we heard comment, people go to college, graduate, and don't know what to do.
Right.
or they're not even using the degree, in their area, of expertise. They don't have a job there, or they can't get a job there. So, in yoga, again, we call it dharma. So it's like, what's your purpose? When people say, well, how do I find my dharma? And here's some questions that I've done, like, so you heard me say a lot of Tony Robbins seminars. And one thing he says, well, what would you do if money was not the issue? If it wasn't about the money, what would you be doing? And for most people, they go, oh, I would be doing blah, blah, blah. Like, well, that's probably your calling. Whatever you're drawn to, that may be your dharma. Another one that he says is, what would you do where time disappears, right? Because when we do what we love, time disappears. And I could be in yoga training 6, 7, 8 hours, not even eat, and I just love it. I'm doing, or if I'm on a movie set, on a movie set 12, 14 hours, time disappears. I just love it. So that would be another one. What do you do that time disappears? That could be another thing. Or finally, what was your dream when you were a child? Something you said, when I grow up, I want to be blah, blah, blah. Maybe you got discouraged. Maybe someone didn't support you and you kind of put that dream to the side. But now is the time, right? We got nothing but time.
Yeah, we do. Amen. We definitely do that. So that's amazing. So yeah, thank you again, Michael, for being a amazing light in the community and allowing people to find their light and be awakened throughout their lives moving forward with whatever they're looking to do for the rest of their life. So thank you so much for that. And thank you for being my teacher, Hatha yoga instructor. I really appreciate you being so supportive of me and my process. I actually went through Michael's class while I was going through a divorce. I wanted to do something different. I wanted to end the relationship with love. My ex and I decided to end things with love. And I thought the best thing to do would be do something that I loved. And I was get deep into yoga and learn a little bit more about myself and just my purpose of being able to be kind of a healer in some ways in the business arena. And I definitely did that with your help. So thank you. And yeah, thanks for being on the show. I really appreciate you.
For having me, and it's so wonderful that you share that, because I think that people can find healing in anything. The yoga practice is wonderful for healing, and the support, and the camaraderie that you have with your fellow trainees that were in it for you. And ironically, you actually have my teacher now on the back wall behind you. It's my guru, my teacher Dharma Mitra, who I've been doing.
Oh, the poster. Oh, guys, yeah, yeah. Isn't that cool? I saw that on your website. It's such a. So I decided to change it up, guys, today, and kind of set up the shop in a different place in my apartment. And behind me, if you can see the gray poster behind me, it's 900 yoga poses. I think it's 900. 905 or something yoga poses. Those are poses. So let me just see if I can show you a little bit. And then it adds up. Each one is like a pose.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, then it has it has a really cool what is it, Ganesha, Om, kind of logo, like a symbol in the center. And so that's in my home. That's my living room. So that's how dedicated I am to stuff. But it's just so funny that I went to Michael's website and I was like, oh shoot, he has the same. So your guru is the person who actually. Oh, that's right. Okay, that's amazing.
1 years old. He'll be 82 in May. He still teaches. If you Google him, his name is Dharma Mitra. Amazing. Yeah. But he did that when he was about 45 years old as a offering to his guru, as a thank you to his guru. And then that poster became famous. It's worldwide. It's been on TV shows. It's everywhere. That poster is literally behind you.
Yeah. It's always keeping me posted on it.
What a great.
Yeah, it's a sign, right? It's always allowing me to know that there's always more to come. As I haven't gotten to the 908 yet. But it's like, oh yeah, I need to keep on moving forward, keep on progressing, keep on evolving. So that's what it reminds me of, but with ease and with flexibility. Just take it easy. Don't push too hard. You're gonna hurt yourself. Some of these poses, I hurt myself trying to get into them. It's amazing.
At the end of every class, and we can close off on this. Be receptive to the grace of God. That's his quote after every class. Be receptive to the grace of God. If you don't believe in God, then the universe, higher self, power, ancestors, whatever you believe. But the idea is to be receptive, because if you're receptive, you'll receive, you'll get your messages, you'll get your inspiration, like my divine inspiration, and then you can go from there. So just be receptive.
Amen, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Michael. I appreciate you. And thank you, my viewers, for being here. If you like this information that you found on our channel, please like us and share us with other people that may need our services. And like always, to all of my souls who are here finding their ways with grace and ease, thank you for being here. And until the next time we meet, be beautiful and be well. Bye.